In today's world, we scroll through social media and see people who seem happier, richer, and more perfect than us. And we start to wonder, why can't my life be like theirs? But what if I told you the one you compare yourself to might be wishing for your life instead? Today's story of Little Crow will open your eyes to a truth that could change how you see yourself forever. So stay till the end, because what happens next might just make you stop comparing and start appreciating.
Many times in life we compare ourselves to others that we look at someone and think, why can't I be like them? We scroll through social media and see perfect pictures, happy faces, and beautiful lives. And somewhere deep down we start to feel like our own life isn't enough. But have you ever thought, maybe the person you're comparing yourself to is wishing to live your life instead? So stay with me till the end of this story, because this one might just change the way you look at yourself forever. One fine morning, a little crow was flying across a quiet village. After flying for hours, he felt tired and landed on a tall tree near a pond. As he rested, something caught his eye. In the pond below, he saw a beautiful white swan gliding across the water. Its feathers were shining in the sunlight like pearls. Villagers gathered around the pond, admiring the swan's beauty. Children pointed at it with joy, and even adults couldn't stop praising it. The crow watched all this and thought, wow, everyone loves the swan. Nobody ever looks at me that way. He looked down at his own black feathers and sighed, I look so plain, so ordinary. No one will ever admire me. As the crow tried to get closer, the villagers noticed him. Instead of admiring him, they waved their hands and shouted, shoo! Go away. The crow quickly flew off, hurt and embarrassed. He sat on another branch far away and watched the villagers from a distance. They laughed, they smiled. But not because of him. Everywhere he went, people chased him away. The crow felt a deep sadness that he whispered to himself, people hate me because of my black feathers. I wish I looked like the swan. Maybe then I would be happy. He couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep. All he could think about was how beautiful the swan was and how unlucky he felt. One day, while crying on a tree branch deep in the forest, an old crow came flying by. Seeing the young crow in tears, he asked gently, my friend, why are you so sad? The young crow sniffed and said, I hate myself. I hate my feathers. Nobody likes me. Everyone chases me away. The old crow smiled kindly and said, tell me, if you could look like any bird in the world, who would you choose? Without thinking, the young crow said, the swan. Everyone admires the swan. It's the happiest bird I've ever seen. The old crow nodded slowly and said, there's a magical spring deep in this forest. If you bathe in it with a pure heart, your appearance will change. But before you go there, why don't you ask the swan if it's truly happy? The young crow agreed and decided to find out. The crow flew back to the pond where he had first seen the swan. He saw it gliding peacefully, its white feathers glowing in the sunlight. The crow landed nearby and said softly, dear swan, you must be the happiest bird in the world. Everyone loves you, admires you, and talks about how beautiful you are. You are so lucky. The swan looked up, smiled faintly, and said, thank you for your kind words, little crow. But happiness? I don't know if I have that. The crow was surprised. What do you mean? You're the most beautiful bird in the village. The swan sighed, yes, my feathers are white, but they are also my cage. People keep me as a pet. I cannot fly freely. When I grow old, they might even use me for my meat. Every day I live in fear, wondering if I'll still be alive tomorrow. The crow couldn't believe what he was hearing. He thought the swan had everything, but it was trapped by its own beauty. Then who do you think is the happiest bird? The crow asked. The swan replied, I think the parrot must be the happiest. Its colorful feathers are even more beautiful than mine, and people don't eat parrots. The crow thanked the swan and set off in search of the parrot. After flying for a while, the crow found a parrot sitting on a branch outside a small hut. The parrot's green, red, and yellow feathers sparkled in the sunlight. The crow said, dear parrot, you must be so happy. Your feathers are colorful, people love you, and you never have to worry about being hunted. The parrot gave a sad smile and replied, my feathers may be colorful, but they are also the reason for my pain. Because of them, people put me in cages. They love to hear me talk, but they don't let me fly. I spend my life locked up, repeating the same words they teach me. The crow's heart sank. He asked softly, then who do you think is the happiest bird? The parrot thought for a moment and said, maybe the peacock. People adore its feathers and it lives in big cages with food and care. The crow decided to meet the peacock next. The crow flew to a zoo where a peacock lived. There he saw a crowd of people surrounding the beautiful bird. The peacock spread its colorful feathers wide and everyone clapped, cheered, and took pictures. The crow waited until the crowd left, then said, dear peacock, you are so beautiful. Your feathers are stunning, everyone loves you. You must be the happiest bird in the world. The peacock looked at the crow and said sadly, no, my friend. I am not happy. People come to admire me, but I live in a cage. They pluck my feathers to sell them. It hurts every time, and it never stops. I wish I could live freely like you. No one bothers you. You can go wherever you want, and no one expects you to be perfect. The crow was speechless. For the first time he realized how lucky he truly was. The crow flew back to the old crow and said, I met them all. The swan, the parrot, and the peacock. I thought they were all happier than me, but each one had their own struggles. The old crow smiled and said, my young friend, that's the truth of life. Every being has its own problems, its own blessings, and its own beauty. We only see the good in others and forget the good within ourselves. The young crow nodded. He spread his black wings wide and said, I don't want to be anyone else anymore. I just want to be me. A crow free to fly wherever I want. This story teaches us something powerful. Everyone you compare yourself to is also comparing themselves to someone else. We all have problems and we all have blessings. Instead of looking at what others have, start appreciating what's already yours. Because when you stop comparing, you start living. Remember, you are unique. No one can ever be a better version of you than you yourself. If this story touched your heart or taught you something new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next story, where we'll continue learning one life lesson at a time.